Yo, what's up, tough guys? Tough guys all around the world, all you MMA types, all you big boys, got your big boy pants on. We in war now. It's time. We in war. What we fighting for? Come holler at us on Brothers Crossing. Yo, what's up? We're back and we've been on a little hiatus, and I do have to apologize to all our subscribers, but I do want to actually play, special homage. I was going through a tough time along with our brother crossing family. We lost my mom, and we want to pay special homage to Annie DeWalt with a life well lived, and it's a tough moment in time. So we had to take a period of time and get our feet under us. But we are back. I am Roro. I'm here with Cov and Nando. Welcome to Brothers Crossing. Welcome, family. Welcome, Pariva. To all my Hindu folks, we want to make sure we all are a big family, and I hope that you understand the loss that we have, and we're here to come back and share our opinions with you. And so, but before we get started, we want to make sure you like, you subscribe, comment, do something on our YouTube page at DFN Inc. Brothers Crossing on Facebook. We're gonna do it. We're back, and we're gonna give you the real. So, what's up, fellas? We coming. We in war. I left. I left. My mama passed away. Now we in war, and all the tough guys are all around the business. All I want to know is, what are we fighting for? Are we fighting for commodities, oil, whatever? I don't know. Somebody mad. Somebody mad at about something. I don't know. Cub, Nando, what y'all explain this to me?
I don't know. I don't know why we are where we are. I don't have a clue. Because remember, we obliterated their capabilities last June, I think it was, right?
Iran's, yeah.
Obliterated it, decimated it. It's over. So I guess we're just, as many people have I've heard say, we're just following Israel, They're in charge of the US, I guess, as many people have commented. I don't know about that. A lot of people seem to feel that way.
How do they get in control? How is Israel getting?
Oh, we just keep funding their government and their entire lives. So, just more money we
Because
spend.
they are supposedly they are a linchpin in that area that we can trust and we've been with. So with bases and with control of that area, we're trying. Somebody said that we are trying to prop up Israel to be the big brother of the region. So we can buy back and let them control or handle the region. So anytime any issues is with them, we're dropping in, we're giving them money, we're cutting them $80 million checks, we're, helping them with bombs. So supposedly this wasn't on TMZ, so I don't know if it was a clickbait, that we want them to be the big brother of that area and start to control that everybody will listen to them. And all we have to do is deal with one country versus doing what we're doing right now.
Big brother
Yes.
of the Arab countries?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you better think about that one. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Here's your new big brother, the Israelites. What? Yeah, that ain't gonna fly.
But out of all
Listen.
the Arab countries, we're not supporting the Arab countries. If we look at it, and I don't have the money counter, the bean counter that we are supplying anytime Israel has an issue, we're cutting them a big check and we're supplying them with weapons. I don't know how much we have been going, but please explain to me, what is the reason why we do that for this particular country? That I don't know.
We do it for Saudi Arabia, we do it for Qatar, we do it for UAE. There's a lot of countries in that region that we sell aircraft to and the like. We've got our hands in all of their pockets and vice versa.
But here's something. Here's something that's going to be controversial. Y'all got to understand my emotion standpoint. Listen, we're over here telling we're supporting everything that Israel does. And I'm be honest, everything that Israel does is not always great. But we always got to say we got to support them. Now, to the extent that we're like, oh, you're not support. You're not. We're over at Harvard University within the confines of the United States, and we're not protecting them and this, that, and the other. Listen, we've all been tragedy, all races, upbringings have had some experience. I just don't know why now we are so involved in like we have to prop them up, whatever they do. And some of what they do don't make sense, and it's causing disturbance within the world. I believe in protecting people. I believe people shouldn't be castigated and preyed upon, but I don't believe that you got to support them for everything that they do. And it's causing a disturbance on the world stage where it doesn't need to happen. That's my only thing. What are we fighting for? Was it oil? Is it defend Israel? We're all over the place, and I don't know where we went.
There hasn't been a straight answer. There's been multiple reasons, but there hasn't been like a headline defined, like the Gulf War. That was pretty clear when Saddam Hussein went into Kuwait. That was clearly defined what the strategy was.
But
Huh?
even that, it's not a clear thing. Listen,
Well, now it's
trying to
not a clear thing,
just
but
not
then
even
that was the
trying to say what we were trying to do right now. It's like, what's the last war we ever won? World War II.
too.
And we're at a clear, defined mission. Like we won. This stuff what we've been doing and moving and just like kind of just juxtaposition and moving world order and showing that we still have strength, but we don't have a clear outcome on any of it. We had the WMDs with the Iraq War, Afghanistan. We were 20 years into it and we didn't get a result. We've been doing all these things and it doesn't result in nothing. And so I'm asking, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? And I don't think we know what we're fighting for.
Yeah, and I'm looking it up online, and it says Israel remains the largest recipient of U.S. foreign assistance since World War II. That we gave them 17.9 billion in military aid, and we have a 10-year memorandum of an understanding, wink, wink, from 2019 to 2028 that guarantees 3.3 billion annually. 3.3 billion annually in aid plus 500 million for missile defense every
Yeah,
year
that's fine.
for the next not until 2028. I
Right.
don't understand why.
It's a difference. It's a difference between defense and aggression. Which one are we being now?
Well, when we look at it, I am thinking, yeah, supposedly we must have knocked Iran's military out and supposedly dispose of it, or we were fed a line of bullshit. Because he is a very aggressive by taking two stands. One is, I'm going to knock off your military, plus I'm going to knock off your heads. Whoever is that collective group of heads that is running Iran, I'm taking them out along with taking your military out, which tells me, which I don't know which one of you two brought it up, we supposedly did this before. I think we were fed a line of garbage and we didn't do it before. And now they're getting close. So now they're like, all right, we got to put a stop to this right now. That's my belief of why we're sitting here, because no other country is coming to help us out. So we know something that nobody else knows.
Well, you didn't notify any of your allies like, hey, this is coming down the pipe, probably going to happen. We may need to use your bases, as we're flying, especially the B-2s flying from Missouri, we may need to land, refuel, that kind of stuff. And they're like, no, what are you doing?
No. But I guess the part where I keep emphasizing is like we won because we destroyed their shit. Where's
That's
evidence?
what we were.
Where's evidence that we destroyed their stuff? No, we blew up some shit. Like we did blow up some stuff. But you told me that a year ago that we blew up everything. But now you're coming back and then you're like, oh, I'm shocked that they're shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. Like,
I don't think
what is my, as an American citizen, what is my saying that we did it? I have no proof that we did anything, just like we didn't have proof that they had WMDs back in Iraq war. We have no proof. We just got people saying and putting on the best spin of their decisions. I have no proof of anything that's happened since World War II. I have no proof of victory. That's my
The only thing I can tell you, what we know for sure, is that it's costing us money literally right out of our pocketbook in real time. Way of gas prices, the most noticeable thing that everyone's feeling the impact of right away. Mortgage rates have gone up a full point since the war started. The thing with the Strait of Hormuz, I don't think they anticipated that them shutting the strait.
That's silly. That's silly. That's
Hey,
silly.
these are supposed to be the smartest guys on the planet. And, we do a really good job of picking on the little guy. I mean,
We do.
but
And I think that's all we're getting a reputation for now.
we're going to find out real quick here when it comes to Cuba, with oil tankers that are Russian oil tankers that are heading to Cuba, if we're going to draw a line in the sand and not let them get there, do a blockade. We'll see how tough we are when it comes to dealing with Putin. We'll see how tough you are.
We'll see. I still think, you know, I'm still thinking that they have it in for the US. So when we're looking at Iran, again, the government doesn't tell us everything. But for them to make that decision to not just take out their nuclear capacity, but to also take out the regime tells me that the government found something out that they are not telling us, and they are looking stupid because this was supposed to be taken care of a year ago or 2 years ago, and you guys were taunting this. But now you guys have upped the ante. No other country is coming in to help us. We have to take this burden, and you guys can't tell us the real reason why they're going over there. So I think that country must have got a hold of something through back channels that they were like, we're going to bomb everybody and every military base in this region that has an affiliation with the US. We're going to bomb all of the relationships you have in the US. And the US was like, before we tell anybody for it to go through the back channels, he is pressing button like this is battleship.
I mean, you have to always remember the U.S. with its allies. There's a lot of information sharing that goes on, especially with the UK and your NATO allies, especially when you're like starting to thump the war drum, to where you are showing your allies proof. Hey, this is what's happening. Here's everything to back it up. We might have to do something, and if so, can we count on you for support? My guess is that they didn't have anything to show proof of why they were going to do what they did. And they still haven't shown any proof to the allies. That's why a lot of them are like, hey man, you didn't even call us. We ain't seen anything. What are you talking about? And that's why they're getting such a lack of support. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
listen,
just
to
my
me,
2 cents there.
yeah, to me, I'd say two things. Because, like, again, I was emphasizing that you didn't show me anything in victory over the last 20 years. I haven't got any proof of victory in the last 20 years, but you keep putting us into these things. One thing I'd say is, like, particularly in this administration that's in charge, they want to show that they got a big dick. That's what I want to say. I'll say it. They want to show they got a big dick, but they don't have anything else. While you're showing that you got a big dick, you're scared of everything. Look, they were gonna hit us. They're gonna do this. Oh, those guys are gonna do this. If you don't change the voting act, you're gonna do this. And you gotta be scared of everything. But I got a big dick, but I'm scared of everything. That's my opinion, and that's why we're where we land all the time in these spaces where no one understands what's going on. Like you're just like we're posing. And I can go back to like the Christy Nome thing. I'm posing on the horse. And then she's like, what are you doing? I want to show I got a big dick, but I'm scared of everybody. I want to get rid of all the Mexicans or the Hispanics or whoever crossed the border, but I got a big dick. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. That's how we feel like we're at. It's no reason we don't understand what is going on. That's my opinion.
Well, but they ran on the platform of we don't want to be the policemen of the world anymore. We don't want to send, we don't want to get involved in foreign wars and send our sons and daughters. I mean, that was a big argument against voting for Harris. She's going to get you into a war with Iran. That shit's going to happen if you vote for her. And look where we are.
So I mean, I hate to be as crass as I was, but that's my point. That's me. I don't know. I don't know where we're going.
But, you
I
know,
don't know where.
the supporters of the president, they're, you know, the hardcore MAGA, they are like in Israel, like, yeah, they're going to attack us. I totally agree. We should have gone in. He's doing the right thing. Okay, show us the proof. I mean, Colin Powell went to the United Nations and did a whole video display of the kind of trucks they had and the potential WMDs and how they were moving it around and how they were making it, and it was all bullshit. It turned out to be complete bullshit. We don't even have that here. We have nothing other than, you know, the felon's word, which doesn't carry a lot of weight.
So Nando, you were taking a stance earlier saying that we were trying to get rid of nuclear weapons or whatever. I think we were
Yep.
talking earlier about that. Expound on that because I'm trying to find an answer that soothes my soul.
I mean, it's hard to expound with. I think Cuthbert brought it with the lack of information that is coming out. But we've been having this back and forth war with Iran where we're sitting here literally saying our destruction is all that they need in their life. So the last thing you want is to have a country who has a bullseye on your back. It's like the NCAA tournament. You're getting ready for a game. You're going against this school. It's a small school, but they are undefeated. You're a big school. So the last thing you want is to take it for granted that you're just going to come in and obliterate them. But then they're playing well with you. They're playing well with you. They take a lead. So you have to take it seriously and knock them off. The issue that we have is they want us gone. They want to disrupt our business. They want to disrupt our economy. They want to disrupt everything they can. And the last thing I will do, I will FOFA. I will fuck around and find out. I will not wait for them to get a hit on me first. And if that makes me look stupid today, hopefully 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, when somebody writes a book, then everybody is going to understand and know we had credible information that they were going to attack us or attack our allies, which weakens us in that area to protect other countries. So I'm still thinking for the rest of our lives, since we're brothers in a crossing, we always have to be on point when we're dealing with that country because they want to do harm to us. So do we want to wait until they do harm or do we want to get ahead of it? That is my question.
Well, like
What,
to me,
what,
I
what,
said,
what is it?
I'll let you jump in here and Cub. I'll say this one thing because I'm a little heated about it. Is life is for living, right? You can't you can't dummy proof life. You have to live it. You can't let all your fears and whatever John Kennedy, the thing you fear is the fear itself. We are living in a era where we fear anything that scares us. We got to be ultra aggressive against it, and most of it's in our head. Like we were talking to Iran, and whether I don't know where the conversation was, but they were talking. But we can't sit there and be afraid of everything that we fear. We need to be afraid of everything. I'm the president of the United States. I'm the worst victimized person ever. Fear of live your damn life, and sometimes fear is a part of it. That's all I got to say. Cub, what you got to say?
Well, I was going to kind of expand on what Nando was saying. why do they want to hurt us? Because we've been meddling with Iran since the early 50s. I think it was 1952 that we supported a guy and installed him known as the Shah. And that went until 79. The Shah screwed that country up, didn't provide for its people. It was a shitty place to be because of him. But he was an ally. He was a puppet for the US government. And then, the youngsters got sick of it. And then you had what happened in 1979. But instead of it becoming a real democracy and the country flourishing, you had the religious factor, the extreme religious factor that took over. That's what you've had, but if you look at any of the videos or the pictures of the country, it's a beautiful country. They've come a long way, but it's the religious faction that people that live there that are sick of it. And, this is where we feel we could meddle, and we were hoping that there would be an internal overthrow, and that hasn't happened. And I don't know that it's going to happen. The only thing, also what Nanda was saying that, about their nuclear capability. I saw a guy that's heavily involved in it said, they've had a fatwa for almost 20 years that they would never create a nuclear weapon. They wanted to use nuclear energy and expand on that for their country, for the betterment of their country, but they've never wanted to have a nuclear weapon per se. Whether that's true or not, I mean, there's a lot more digging to be done there. But the only thing I can tell you is that it's costing all of us dearly in the pocketbook, plane tickets, interest, gas. The GDP just got revised down for the fourth quarter, down 50% from what it was reported at. I mean,
Interest rates.
The economy was not banging away. And I don't know if maybe some people thought, sometimes a war spurs the economy. I don't know. I don't see anything good coming out of it. The only thing I think it's doing is just making our economy worse.
So let's wind this show up because I think we all are still confused about what's going on. We hope that the administration is leading us in the right direction, but we've had experiences when they haven't. So I'll leave it open. What is the one thing, and I'll ask both of you, that is worthy of going to war for?
One thing, it's hard to pick one thing, but I
Or
would
what
say
or multiple?
our freedom between us and our allies of our freedom and protecting.
Freedom as against they're trying to take our freedom away?
Yes,
Or are you trying to create freedom for
that they're
the
trying to
people of
take our freedom
Iran
away.
or whatever?
Yeah, they're trying to take our freedom away.
Cub?
I mean, for me, it's fairly simple. A verified imminent threat shared with the American public. Hey, this is what's going down, and here's everything to support it. Or a surprise attack via like a 9/11. That's like, okay, gloves are off. Let's go. That's when, the country was more united when we went into Afghanistan after 9/11 than the previous time was the Gulf War, first Gulf War when they went in. There was a lot of support from the American public. And I don't think we have that support right now, but those are the things that would be justifiable, in my view, to go to war.
Yeah. And I would say for me, I think I agree with you, Cub, on like the imminent threat to our sovereignty and to bring in what you were saying, Nando, about our freedoms as our country. I think where I don't want to go is a commodity-based war. We want more oil. We want these enrichments or whatever. Because I think, and I know I'm gonna sound militant, but it's a matter of like when Malcolm X used to say, the freedoms that we have as a culture when Black people were in the American society, they had to defend themselves by all means necessary. I don't think we achieved that level in this Iran particular situation by all means necessary. And then until we get to that point, like when we go attack another country by all means necessary, I think that should be the standard because if you don't defend the people in your own country, all the freedoms in your own country, you are not allowed to go by all means necessary outside the United States. You have to defend all the freedoms and equity and all the things that you promise to your people in the United States by all means necessary. You don't get to go outside the United States by all means necessary. That's what we got. We're back.
Happy day.
There it is. Season 2. We're trying to do it. Thanks for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you look both ways. Look left, look right. Brothers Crossing. Good night. Enjoy. Peace.